What if a single accusation could push the world closer to a global confrontation? That is exactly the situation unfolding after shocking allegations surfaced, claiming that Iran targeted a girls' elementary school in a deadly bombing. The claim immediately sparked outrage, political tension, and a wave of questions spreading across the international stage. But the real question remains: what actually happened that day? And why are powerful leaders suddenly pointing fingers at Iran? To understand the controversy, we have to start with the moment the first reports began to appear. Early reports described a devastating explosion at a school building. Images of destruction quickly began circulating online: shattered windows, collapsed walls, emergency responders rushing through dust and debris, parents desperately searching for their children. Schools are supposed to be places of safety, places where young minds learn about the future. Instead, this school suddenly became the center of a deadly global controversy. Within hours, the world wanted answers. Who carried out the attack? And why would a school become a target? As investigators began searching for evidence, the political narrative started to take shape. Former U.S. President Donald Trump made a strong and controversial claim. According to him, Iran was responsible for the strike targeting the girls' school. He suggested it was intentional and demanded serious attention from the international community. The accusation quickly ignited debate in Washington. Some political figures supported the claim and called for a strong response. Others urged caution, warning that early conclusions in conflict zones can sometimes be misleading. Because in international politics, accusations carry enormous weight. A single statement can reshape diplomatic relationships and escalate tensions between nations. At the same time, another alarming piece of information began to circulate. Reports suggested that Russia may have shared intelligence with Iran related to targeting American forces. If those reports were accurate, it would represent a significant geopolitical development, a potential collaboration between two powerful nations against U.S. military interests. That possibility alone raised serious national security concerns in Washington. American lawmakers began demanding answers from intelligence agencies. One of the voices speaking publicly about the situation was Senator Mike Rounds from South Dakota. He addressed the intelligence reports and discussed the broader implications for American security and global stability. Because if foreign powers are coordinating actions that could threaten U.S. forces, the consequences could extend far beyond a single incident. But the situation remains complicated. Investigations into the school bombing are still ongoing, and history shows that the early hours after an attack often contain the most confusion. Information travels quickly, but it is not always accurate. In conflict zones, evidence can be incomplete, witness accounts can vary, and misinformation can spread rapidly across social media and international news outlets. That is why intelligence agencies began carefully examining every possible piece of evidence: satellite imagery, military activity in the surrounding region, communication intercepts, and eyewitness testimonies from those who were present during the attack. Investigators are trying to reconstruct the exact sequence of events. Only then can they determine who was responsible. Meanwhile, political reactions continue to grow. Across the United States, analysts and commentators are debating what the accusations could mean. If Iran truly targeted a girls' school, it would represent a shocking violation of international norms and humanitarian law. The diplomatic consequences could be severe. But if the accusations turn out to be inaccurate or premature, the political fallout could create a different kind of crisis, because misinformation during times of conflict can be just as dangerous as the conflict itself. Whenever global powers like Iran, Russia, and the United States become involved in the same geopolitical story, the entire world begins watching closely. Behind the political debates and international headlines lies a more personal tragedy. A school was destroyed, families were affected, and a community was left searching for answers. For those families, the political arguments happening thousands of miles away may feel distant. What matters most to them is accountability. Who was responsible? Why did it happen? And could it have been prevented? History has shown that many international conflicts begin with moments like this: a sudden attack, a shocking accusation, and a chain reaction of political responses. Sometimes the truth emerges quickly. Other times it takes months or even years for investigators to piece together the full story. Right now, the investigation continues. Officials are analyzing intelligence reports, verifying evidence, and trying to separate facts from speculation. But until the investigation is complete, one question continues to echo through global politics. Was this truly an intentional strike ordered by Iran? Or is there another explanation that has not yet been revealed? For now, the world waits. Because in a world already filled with rising geopolitical tension, every new development could shift the balance even further. And sometimes a single event can reshape international relationships overnight. The truth behind this attack may not only determine responsibility, it could also influence the future of global diplomacy and security. Until investigators uncover the full story, the mystery surrounding the bombing remains unresolved, and the world continues to watch. Because in international politics, the truth often changes everything.